How's it going, everybody? My name is Mark Lozano, Christ Center Capital. I'm the owner and founder of ChristCenterCapital.com, C3 for short. If you're not aware of what C3 is, if you're not aware of what Christ Center Capital is, please go check out ChristCenterCapital.com, where you're going to find moral analysis on timely investment information. That's our bread and butter. We curate information from major outlets and news sources and influencers and stock pickers and investment firms and analysts, and then we apply moral analysis to those timely investments. Go check it out at ChristCenterCapital.com. I'm pretty sure you're going to be glad you did, and you're going to learn what to fund and what not to fund through your investment dollar, and what companies and assets and alternatives are supporting. Right? Don't want to. If you're on this channel, you're probably a Christian. You're probably a Christian investor, and you're probably on this channel because you don't want your money, your investment dollar, funding abortion, pornography, human trafficking, critical race theory, transgender legislation, bad politicians, or whatever it may be. Right? Go check out ChristCenterCapital.com and get that information. Now, what I'm here to talk about today is something that the C3 website references a lot. So on the C3 site, we always talk about different forms of investing being more ethical than others. I'm just going to try to contextualize that a little bit. Stocks and the stock market, ETFs and everything are probably not the most ethical way for a Christian to be investing. It is by far the easiest and the most accessible, but easy doesn't necessarily mean good, right? Those things are not synonyms, though a lot of people might think they are. Stocks are probably better than ETFs because ETFs are bigger. They include more companies and more assets, so it is harder to know what is going on within that ETF. Stocks are easier. It's one company. You can probably do your due diligence on that one company, but that's not a good investment strategy if you're just picking individual stocks all the time, because it doesn't give you a diverse investment portfolio and it doesn't hedge against a lot of risk. However, if you get out of the stock exchange, if you get out of the traditional assets, there's probably a lot more ethical ways to invest. The most ethical way to invest, in C3's opinion, and in a lot of people in this space of this BRI Christian investing, a lot of their opinions are the most ethical way to invest is in your community. What does that mean? That means businesses in your community where you actually have a hand in the decisions that are being made. Your friends or family members or whatever are starting businesses, whether that be traditional businesses, the auto body shop, the salon, the grocery store, whatever it is, or they're starting unique businesses or whatever, right? They're in your community. They need financial assistance. You can be a partner with them. That's probably the most ethical way of investing. It's by far the hardest and by far the most risky, right? And you'll notice this theme on the C3 website. It's a bit of a sliding scale. The safest, most traditional ways of investing usually are the most unethical because you don't know really what your money's doing. You're just putting it into a Robinhood or a TD Ameritrade account and letting it go. And it's safe. There's usually not a whole lot of risk, especially if you're, diversified the right way, holding high quality assets for the long term, and you're holding at least 25 plus or whatever it is, those golden rules that we always talk about. Again, so stocks, ETFs are probably the safest way to invest, the easiest way to invest, and they're probably the most unethical because your money is being exposed to a lot of different things and it is very hard to know what that money is funding. However, on the complete opposite end of that spectrum, you have the investing in your community, local businesses, where you're probably going to be a part of making decisions and you're going to be a part of the grind and of starting a business and making a business flourish. And those instances, those occasions of investing into local community businesses are very risky. Most startup businesses fail. I forget the percentages, but it's well over 50%. I think it's around 70% actually fail. So it's very, very risky. Though with high risk comes high reward. If you ever develop a successful business, it's going to create a lot more money than, a portfolio over the long term. But again, it has to be a pretty successful business, has to be successful for a long time. So again, ETFs, probably the safest way to invest, easiest way to invest, most unethical. And there's a bunch of alternative assets in the middle, right? So you got like cryptos and real estate investing and all this other stuff. Real estate investing, if you're not becoming a slumlord and you're allowing people to eventually own property and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it's probably a pretty ethical way of investing, though the way some people go about real estate investing, it could be even worse than ETFs, because a lot of people do become slumlords. We can look around the country in different areas, and very, very wealthy investors that are engaged majority in real estate have created a lot of bad in society. Probably a topic for another day. But again, that most ethical way of investing is the riskiest, which is one of the reasons why it's ethical. And it is the probably hardest to get into. It's hard to find someone to start a business with. That is really, really difficult, because it's going to have a lot of headaches. You know, you're going to be talking to someone, you guys are probably going to disagree, and you're both responsible for each other's finances, and it's a really difficult thing. I'm not saying everybody should get out of the stock market and they should go to, you know, their local barber and ask if they need an investment. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as we approach investing, these are things to think about. What we do with our money is the biggest influence on the culture in which we live. C3 always talks about the cliche. Your actions speak louder than words. The actions that you take with your money speak the loudest, because it might not be a good thing, but it is a truth. Our world revolves around money, value. I hope you're getting kind of the gist. I know in my YouTube videos I like to ramble, and I apologize for that. I probably need to get really a lot better at that. But I hope you take something away from this, because what C3 is all about is we're just trying to influence our culture to be a more Christian culture, and we're doing that through Christian investment dollars, right? Judeo-Christian conservative investment dollars. If the culture goes, how we spend and invest money. Investing money is a big moral responsibility. A big moral responsibility. Because how you invest the money, how you invest your capital, your God-given capital that I'm sure you've all worked very hard for, what you do with that money influences the culture greatly. Christians in the United States alone are responsible for trillions, with a T, trillions of dollars that they manage. Not just in investments, but just what's flowing through the Christian household. Now, we know that Christians, conservatives, these types of people, they have a particular manner about them. They're not really the types that rally in the streets and cause a lot of problems through, you know, when you use the words riots or protests or whatever. But they tend to be a little bit more financially conservative and responsible. So if we can take all of the Christians, all of the Judeo-Christian conservative people, and start really taking them and educating them on where they put their money and how they spend their money, we could really take back the culture. Everyone talks about a culture war. I know it's hyperbolic language. Sometimes it's not hyperbolic language. We're always in a culture war, actually. But if we really want to win the culture war, if we want to influence the culture in the way that we want it to go, in the direction we want it to go, what we do with our investment dollars, very, very important. Again, as always, sorry for rambling. I hope this video gave you something of value. If it did, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It really, really helps. C3 is such a young company. We're not even 5 months old, I think, at this point of this video. So please, please like, comment, subscribe. Go to the ChristCenterCapital.com website. Join our newsletter. It's completely free. Browse our content. A lot of it's free. If you want to sign up, sign up. It's a $7 a month subscription to get access to every single thing that C3 does. And that $7, at least 50% of it goes to vetted Christian charities every single month. So not only are you supporting moral investment content, but you're also supporting some amazing charities. So the charities would appreciate you. I would appreciate you. My team would appreciate you. And I think the future culture will appreciate you too if you really become passionate about this moral Christian investing movement. All right. God bless, and thanks for listening.